This is no case should remain unsolved. By Somi. And I've played a little bit of this game in the past, enough to really understand how the mechanics work, but at the time, I goofed and accidentally closed out of the game in the middle of playing, so it kind of wiped out all of my progress. We're gonna start from scratch, and we're gonna hopefully work our way through this till the very end. So, save data cleared out, starting from the very beginning. And I could explain the premise, but the intro will do a good enough premise. Will do a excellent job of that for me, so I realized I was a jellyfish. For the past 70 years, simply drifting through life, with no heading in particular, blindly stinging everything I encountered. Can you see it too? People I tried to embrace, I only ended up hurting. Everywhere I went, I left nothing but ruin. So that's it. That's what I am. A jellyfish floating across the sea. I don't even remember why I once became a police detective. Look over there at that family, weeping for their lost child. Have I ever done anything to wipe away their tears? The police station is a crucible of pain and grief. So why did I choose to enter that institution? Why did I think that I could somehow offer people solace and hope? Maybe I was simply being selfish. Maybe I became a detective just so I could belong somewhere. I should stop now. I should stop wandering with nothing but regret on my lips. That's it then. The first good thing I'll ever have done for anyone. Everyone, I'm sorry for everything. Madam? Mm-hmm. Miss Jeon Gyeong. Who are you? Oh, remember that little girl? Choi Seowon? Choi Seowon? Seowon? The girl who went missing? That's right, ma'am. Do you know what happened to that girl you brought back? Thanks to you, her family found peace. Do their lives look ruined to you? The doctor says my mind is like an old library without an index. I'm sorry, but I have no idea who you are. I see you're in uniform, so you couldn't be Sewon's ghost. And the way you bring up my forgotten failure, I can only assume you're here to deliver judgment. Ma'am, I'm not here to judge you. I only want to tell you about the life you lived. Your Honor, you already know what happened. I never brought Sewon home. The case ended the way her father and Choi Dong-yeon wanted. She disappeared forever, completely out of her mother's reach. Leave the case unsolved? We can't do that, sir. Notice we got little hashtags here. You mean you already filed a missing persons case? Sewon's officially registered as a missing person, then? Then please, that's good enough. Detective, I'm begging you. Please don't look for my daughter anymore. Stop asking where she is. Keep her completely out of her mother's reach. Let her just live life somewhere. Just say that she went out to the playground like she always did and vanished. That's all. A perfect crime with no witnesses, no suspects. So please, please leave this case unsolved. Don't do anything. Please. I beg of you. So that's how you remember it. This was the last case I took before I resigned from the missing persons team. See how relieved I looked after what Choi Dong-yeon said? That man knew. If we wanted to close the case and move on, we needed a good excuse. That my refusal was only customary, a front to cover up my cowardice. Ma'am, history is that certainty produced at the point where the imperfections of memory meet the inadequacies of documentation. What do you mean? It means you just don't get it. Can you remember the beginning and the end of the case? Let me help you weave together the threads connecting the start to the finish. I think Sewon's mother called me to report the girl missing. Yes, I remember now. She said Sewon disappeared from the playground. Notice the tags here. It's a playground doorbell. Calm down, ma'am. Who am I speaking to again? Detective. Detective Jeon Gyeong, yes? Do you remember me? Came to check on Seowon the other day. I asked you not to ring the doorbell. Please, tell me you remember. Detective, I'm scared. Please, hurry. She's gone. Seowon is gone. She was just at the playground. When did you last see her at the playground? Time gone lone. Exactly 3:33 in the afternoon. Detective, she disappeared 3 hours ago. We looked everywhere. A 7-year-old girl could have gone alone. What do we do now? I'm trying not to panic, but the worst is all that comes to mind. Who is this? Ex-English teacher. You're turning yourself in. Yes, I would like to surrender to the police. I'm responsible. A little girl went missing from the playground, didn't she? 3 days ago. She was with me. I took her away. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I did it because I needed the money. I'm sorry. What do you mean it's all your response? Death? Detective, the truth is, she's dead. Seowon is dead. She's been dead all this time. Woof! Your Honor, that's all I remember about the case. I understand why you've come to find me here at the final crossroads. Why you want me to remember the beginning and the end. You're the gatekeeper of time and space. Janice! I have to put it completely out of my mind. Was I trying to forget those memories because I felt guilty? The man who took her turned himself in, but I pretended it never happened. And the girl, she was already dead, but I pretended not to know. I'm sorry. Someone like me doesn't deserve peace. Ma'am, it's all right. Don't be afraid. I don't care what you want to call me, but you have to know that this isn't the end of the road. You're not bound for hell or purgatory. Now think back. Seowon disappeared from the playground, right? Try to recall everything you can about the location. I can see more fragments now. I see them. They're so faint, like scars faded with age. No, you're doing great. Once you've brought up the fragments, try connecting them together. Build a chain of recollections. Even a dried up ravine can be a river again when the waters return. Now we get a choice here. Let's connect here. Did you see these suspicious individuals when you went to pick up Seowon? Why do they go out of the ordinary? It's exactly as my daughter said. I was so sure Seowon would be at the playground. When I got there, I didn't see her, so I assumed my daughter took her along. My daughter came downstairs and looked at me with her eyes. Then my daughter came downstairs and looked at me with her eyes wide, and I thought, oh no. Detective, I think you might be making a mountain out of a molehill. Don't know if my daughter told you, but Seowon goes alone to the places all the time. My daughter worries easily. Mark my words, the girl always wanders back in time for dinner. Please don't worry about it. Have a stern word with my daughter. Honestly, I can't believe she's gone and called you. It's concerning. Now we have 3 places to connect here. That's alright. Again, was there anything unusual about Seowon's activities today? No, it was all business as usual. She goes to kindergarten weekdays. And we go to the playground on weekends as a family. We have 2 playgrounds in the condo complex. Normally we alternate between them. I go alone sometimes. One of them isn't wheelchair accessible, so Jeong has to take the kids on her own. Wait. Recently they've only been going to that one playground. Jeong said the kids asked to go there. Today too. If only they'd gone to the other playground. On the way back they sometimes drop by the stationery store near the complex entrance. The place is called Apollo. Seowon loves getting candy there. Our other choice here. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but try to think about it, okay? See if you can remember someone you didn't usually see at the playground. I heard you were all together there. Seowon, your mother, and you too. Myung-ho. Yeah. We're all together. Think back to the testimonies about the playground. Who do you think those people were? People? Those testimonies were all from one person. Were they, though? Weren't they? Ma'am, life's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Jigsaw puzzle master. Oh. Now we can change this one to the father. We can also change the order of these testimonies. Move that up top. Your memories are scrambled and misaligned, but each fragment, each moment connects with each other, with another. Look at the connections closely and you'll figure out where the pieces belong. Who said these things and in what order? And then what? What does that change? Who knows? Maybe if you connect enough pieces, you might discover a key. A key that unlocks the face of the person putting the puzzle back together. And now we get a chance to put together some work here. Doorbell, kindergarten, 3 hours. Gone alone. I think we have multiple gone alones here. Yep, we have 2 gone alones here. Has Seowon ever wandered off alone before? Is that really possible? Detective, I think it might be my fault she's gone. I was in the hospital for a long time after I had Seowon. I couldn't care for her because I was bedridden. Since we both spent so much time looking up at the hospital ceiling, I thought I might be able to understand her better. Now, though, I'm not so sure. Do you think she resents me? Is that why she won't call me Mom? Is that why she's always so hard to find? I have to scour all the playgrounds to find her. Oh? Or has that ever gone alone? Does Seowon have any favorite places near the playground? Somewhere she might have wandered off to on her own. Wandered off? She didn't stroll away somewhere. She's been kidnapped. All possibilities are on the table. As if. Get off your chairs and do something. We don't have time here. Mobilize the force. Get those cruisers on the streets. Anything. TikTok detective. Who knows what they're doing to her? You're sitting here asking her where she's gone off on her own. Damn it. Damn it. I'm sorry, detective. I know you're doing everything you can. Okay, we can see the picture associated with a given entry. A boy. Playground related. Ooh, hello. Where is Seowon now? Doorbell, playground, time. Whee! Hello, madam. Senior Inspector Jeon Gyeong from the Hwanyoung Police Station. You would be Seowon's mother, correct? Just here to see Seowon, if that's all right. Oh, the doorbell. Oh my gosh! You scared me, detective. I was expecting the deliveryman. Would you please knock instead of ringing the doorbell next time? My daughter's taking a nap. She dozed off in front of the TV while I was watching the rice. I just tucked her in. Come inside. I'm fast asleep, see? Oh, I suppose you can't really tell under the blanket. She'd be tired, the poor thing. Seowon and I were out until about all day yesterday. She slept in this morning, too. I swear our kids all grow up so fast. She's gotten so much taller that barely anything fits anymore. I had to do all her shopping at once. First day of school is only a month away and there's so much to buy. Oh, I hope she wakes up soon so we can eat and get her uniform fitted. I'm sorry, detective. You might have to wait a while before she wakes up. So, what brings you here? Before we do that... This very much goes up top here. Playground time. Please be the culprit behind disappearance. Seowon's father has surrendered himself to us. No, Detective, you can't. Don't believe a word of what he says. I'll be at that station immediately. Everything he says is a lie. It was me. I made him do it. It's all my fault. Be right there, Detective. Don't you listen to anything he tells you. It's all my responsibility. Ooh. Oh, we got a person. They're on the call. On my way. What happened? I got a call from my mother. Seowon's grandmother. She said, I'm at the store outside the condo complex and security called, saying the fire alarm is going off in your house. A security guard went over to my mother's house to check, but he couldn't open the door. She asked me to go and open it for her. I chewed her out. She knew I couldn't bring Seowon somewhere so dangerous. I told her to go herself, but she was so stubborn. Now she said she could go get to the playground and pick up Seowon faster than she could get home. I should rush over to her house and make sure everything was fine at her place, that she would be there soon. She said that would make the most sense. She was going to wait for me with Seowon outside the building. I went to Mom's house and the security guard was there. I opened the door for him and the place was filled with smoke. Don't know what she was cooking on the stove, but the pot was burnt black. The guard turned off the stove and opened the windows. All I could think of was Seowon. How glad that I was that I didn't bring her to such a dangerous place and that the fire didn't get any worse. Ran back into the elevator. It was only a few minutes, I swear. Found Mom waiting outside the building, just like she promised. I asked her where Seowon was. She said, I thought you took her with you. Detective, are you here yet? Ooh. They say Seowon's mother was discharged, kidnapping phone call playground. Oh. Okay, so clicking on names and places. Unhealthy snacks. Jeon Gyeong. We can sort of register any names that we find, which are highlighted in pink. We don't have your name. We don't have Seowon's mother's name yet. Jeon Gyeong. I think this is you. Oh, Choi Myung-ho. Seowon's brother. And you too, Myung-ho. Which means this fits in here. I see whether it's contacted you. What is this? Exactly as you heard. We'd be coming up to the police station together. That man was never one for prayer. And how deep you dug, he said. A spade would never know the smell of the earth. We refused to pray even once as our baby lay sick at the hospital. That's why he didn't understand. Prayer is the reason we've been so blessed. All he ever did was get angry that he couldn't change anything with his own abilities. You said he turned himself in. He really did take her. Maybe it was because he couldn't afford child support payments. He's been complaining since last summer about how he was having a hard time keeping up with the payment schedule. He told him this was a critical time in Seowon's life, that if he had to get his act together, maybe divorced, but he was still her father. Even now. I suppose he's still trying to change things himself without even trying to pray. This is very clearly not the English teacher. Your mother. Seowon's grandmother, alright. There was one in here. I think that fits in here. Doorbell playground time. Hurt. Need to unlock to continue that. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's a lot of question marks over there. Can't open up that yet. Let's do dead. Oh, that has poked a lot of reactions. Certificate of familial relations. Alright, we have a lot of options here. How does Myung-ho feel? Let's open this. How does Myung-ho feel? Must have been a big change for him. Your station searched the park in the neighborhood, right, detective? The one with the pond? Weeping willow trees by the water. They're lonely to look at. Took a stroll there last year with Myung-ho and Jeon Gyeong, and the trees remind me of Myung-ho. Looks like he's at the mercy of the world sometimes, but the truth is he's the most unyielding boy you'll meet. Or children, and adults too, I suppose. Death in the family is apparently like experiencing your universe collapse. Building from those ruins was a time-consuming journey. I think Myung-ho's managed quite well in his own right. Don't know if you've noticed, but there's something he always carries around. Never leaves home without it. Jin Hye-jong. We know Myung-ho. Time. How do you have the time so precisely? My phone call's history. Never leave the children alone when you're out together. But then I got a phone call. I don't usually get calls in the afternoon. I think I panicked. First thing that came to mind was that I had to pick up somewhere quiet so I could hear. So I ducked into the condo hallway. The call history is 5 minutes long, but she disappeared in less time than that. I know because I looked up partway through the conversation and she was already gone. Who are you on the phone with? Our office isn't exactly well staffed, so I'm the one doing most of the phone duties. Hye-jong, on the afternoon of the 3rd. Employees complain if we check in too often, so we usually don't do that. There's not much to call about in the afternoon. Oh, wait a second. Ah, I see, I did call, but it wasn't for anything special. It's going to be, what was it now? A Best Caregiver Awards ceremony in a few days. So we asked if she could make it. Like, we have more than 100 caregivers working with us, but no one wanted to show. I think that was the gist of the phone call. Kind of regretted calling her. I mean, she's not the type to do that kind of company spirit event. You've talked to her, right? Can't even have a nice long chat. She's always cutting calls short. Something with being too busy with the kids. She can even come into the office recently. So what's all this about? As long as she's doing her job, right? But a police visit? Really? She's not exactly a slacker. What's going on here? drama employee. Fifth birthday, the day Seowon disappeared. So we have the key to unlock this. I need to actually... February 3rd, 3:33. I believe. Alright, so we can't do anything with that yet. So if we find a death or a birthday, connect it to that. Let's crack this open and see what's inside. Certificate of Family Relations. Jeon Gyeong. Date of birth, September 15th, 1972, male. Spouse, Seowon. Oh, deceased. Married, March 5th. Death. Child, Choi Myung-ho. Oh. Choi Myung-ho. Male. Choi Se-won. Female. Hwamyong City Hall. Alright. Date of birth. Oh boy. Jump right back down here. I keep calling him, but he won't pick up. Not out of the ordinary. We only meet for birthdays. This is an emergency. His own daughter's missing. Detective, I was texting him on that day you came from the police station. Seowon's always such a quiet girl, but she was chattering about how much happier she'd be if her father was here too. So I asked him if he'd come by and say hello. He's heartless, that man. Seowon's mother's birthday. $12.25. Mother's dead? Alright, we'll unlock this. Okay, we can't do that. Taller? Thank you for telling me, Myung-ho. I heard you're in 5th grade at elementary school. With your height, I bet the girls won't leave you alone. You're very tall for your age. Is it because you're a take after your mother? I take after her? Really? Am I really like her? Let's move this over to Myung-ho. Let's crack this open. because this one's been sitting here for a while. City Hall, you said? That's right, Chief. How are you? I'm Young City Hall Administrative Office. It's that time of year. 4 kids slated to start school this year in your district didn't show up to pre-entrance day. Just calling for your cooperation. Go call their families on the phone. They all said they were on vacations overseas or busy with other things, that sort of thing. The elementary school classes haven't even started yet, so I'm going to report that everything looks fine. We have to make sure all the paperwork is all there. Working on the police assistance request forms right now. We'll say that local police stations dispatch personnel to all the absentee households for welfare checkups at the school board's request. Imagine that, Chief. Like a free bonus. Our compensation for external personnel requisition is pretty solid, if you ask me. Once you get the form, send us your personnel roster with their direct deposit information attached, and we'll take care of things on our end. Drop this to City Hall. Seems to happen early in the timeline. Dong-young and Hye-jong's relationship. Yep, that's identified. Oh. City Hall employee. Your testimony spoke on the phone with a City Hall employee, told him Seowon couldn't attend pre-entrance day for personal reasons, live with their daughter. Oh, the pre-entrance day? What was it my daughter said now? It was a slight cold, I think, yes. I remember now. It was pre-entrance day, but I asked my daughter later how it went. I don't live with her, of course, but I'm in the area and drop in from time to time. It's just, I want to leave her alone for too long, spending all her time wallowing in misery. I do remember I was visiting a few days ago when that City Hall employee called. He asked me the same thing you did, Detective. I think I said she was doing well, that I was taking perfect care of my granddaughter. Detective, this is ridiculous. Just one missed pre-entrance day at school. What are you interrogating me for? Drop you in the grandmother. Bump you up. Yeah, it doesn't need identified. Time. Okay, that doesn't click quite yet. School. Seem to know Seowon's family well. Young-ho's family, well, I've seen them since the children were little. Must have been, let's say, 3 or 4 years now. When they first moved in, I was sure Young-ho was close to finishing elementary school. He's tall for his age, and he's very quiet, that one. Mother was picking out supplies for younger kids, so I showed her to the shelves older children might like. She laughed and said, he gets that a lot. Young-ho's mature beyond his years, and I don't mean his looks. It's normal for kids his age to only think of themselves, but he's always hanging back and letting his sister spend all this pocket money. Young-ho and Seowon. That just connects to him. Do you really think Mr. Kim Kyung-seok is the culprit? That's the English teacher. English teacher needs funds. Okay, so this is a different matter. Young-ho's testimony that shows his mixed feelings on Hye-jong. Hye-jong. You must be Hye-jong. just a rough guess, but... Do we know anything about Young-ho and Hye-jung? Child support. Okay, that just unlocks this. Mixed feelings on Hye-jung. I don't really have... Oh, well. Here, how does Myung-ho feel? Need a bit more before we actually... Did you say that Auntie was telling the truth? Huh. How old was Seowon when Ms. Shin Hye-jung first came to take care of her? I first met Hye-jung when Seowon was 4. That was a few years ago. When my wife died of illness, I was despondent. Didn't know how I'd raise the kids. But Hye-jung was there to support us. They're called caregivers instead of nannies these days, aren't they? Hye-jung is my children's caregiver. She's been coming to look after the kids ever since my wife was hospitalized. He befriended them instantly. Oh, I don't know how he could have coped without her. Seowon even calls her mom and treats her like one too. Could never thank her enough. And now I'm starting to think I relied on Hye-jung too much. I mean, she's not exactly family, is she? Who suspects Seowon's mother? Yep, my child's caregiver. That opens this up for us. Does this get us anything new? It gets us this. It suspects Seowon's mother. I don't even have a, Yep, that opens that up as caregiver. This is a curious one, especially maybe Seowon's name. Seowon was born at 23 weeks. She weighed less than 700 grams. Mother had just come out of the C-section and was about to be transferred to the ICU with the baby. The nurse called for me. It was only for a few seconds, but she let me see Seowon. Seowon reminded me of Thumbelina, a fragile, precious little princess nestled in a bright red flower. She was so light I could barely feel her in my arms. I was scared she might float away if I so much as breathed in her direction. The nurse told me to have a look, but I didn't know how. I barely see through my tears. I couldn't even get a proper look at my precious baby girl. Then, the first thing I did after the confusing meeting, registered her birth. I sped it straight from the hospital to the city hall registration desk. I didn't stop to catch my breath. I wrote down her name, Seowon. That's Seo for rhinoceros, I'd Won for origin. It's an unusual name, I know. At the time I was thinking about the old saying, of marching forward like the lone horn of the rhino. I thought of that strength, but all my weight into each stroke of the pen, every last one, hoping that the fragile piece of paper might help her somehow. That might help root her to life. Powerful anchor that kept her moored to us. Oh. Oh, wow. Where is Seowon now? Oh, we can unlock this now. She's with her family. Made sure she had something to eat for dinner before I dropped her off. So I brought her to the playground when I first found her. She knew exactly how to get home. Rang the doorbell and stood at the entrance, waiting for her parents. It was only a few seconds, but in that short time. I wondered again and again if I should just leave the girl there and run. Instead if I was being stupid. I was stupid to kidnap her, and I'm still being foolish now, having the nerve to feel guilty about it all. The girl's father pulled the girl tight into his arms and wept. I knelt in front of him to apologize. He bowed so low I thought he'd fall, and he thanked me. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. It was indefensible. I'll accept my punishment. That will make up for the suffering I caused their family, but I will live out the rest of my life in sincere contrition. Huh. So, did you really walk away from the playground with this girl? Like, didn't do anything openly malicious to our knowledge? This is a hell of a contradiction here. We go from she's dead to I brought her home. The truth is she's dead. Well, that was a fucking lie. Possibly. Oh. Nothing here. They say one's mother was discharged. Myung-ho has mixed feelings about... This is very curious. Okay. She's home safe. We find a surrender here. There's a surrender here somewhere we haven't used yet. Let's pop this. See what we learned here. Seowon alright. He says she Auntie's house. He says she had a great time at Auntie's house. That when she said she missed me, she was brought straight back home. I'm sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you were out searching, but I was too caught up in the moment. I didn't ask any questions. All I knew was that my daughter was gone for 3 days, but now she's back. Now this sounds strange, but all I could say was thank you over and over again. It could be 100 times over, and it wouldn't be enough. Seowon's back, completely unharmed. That's good enough for me. Detective Seowon is... Well, she's been hurt in the past. I can only blame myself for adding another wound to her young heart. Tell me, that man surrendered to the police. Oh, he did. That got us an achievement. Seowon is alright. When did Seowon's mother leave you? Okay, divorce. We have divorce and death. I've been divorced for about 5 or 6 years. A monster, aren't I? Abandoning my wife when she needed me the most. At the time I thought it was all for the best. That we reached our limit, that we'd only hurt each other if we kept on living like this. That's what I told myself. When our eyes met, I would face the emptiness inside, and it was excruciating. So I knew that void could never be filled. Only we could have cried it out together and kept each other going. We struggled to help each other. We were making no progress at all. One day we realized that it hurt more to deal with our pain together than alone. We chose to go our separate ways. That was our decision. To run from our wounds instead of confronting them. Let the blade drop with the guillotine. That is sad. What else can we... Oh, quite a lot. Why'd you turn yourself in? No dice. Alright, let's open this up. Seems to be the start of the... Oh, hello. See the notice for the school board, correct? It says in our files that she did attend pre-entrance day. I should check it and make sure everything's alright, though it's a dangerous place these days. We're told that City Hall personnel have spoken with Seowon's grandmother already. Just wanted to be sure. Is Seowon alright? Of course she is, Detective. You must have your hands full checking up on every absence in the district. We'll see when she wakes up. Seowon's healthy as a horse now. She'll have no trouble going to school. The time in the hospital was tough on her, but she's grown up so strong. I'm proud of her. Seowon's been no end of trouble since I was pregnant with her. I think she takes after her father. She was born premature. Doctor scared us every time we went in for a checkup about how one thing could go wrong and then something else, and on and on. I don't remember how many waivers and consent forms I had to sign. But I always knew she'd be alright. How those little hands are going to get bigger and stronger one day. No need to worry, I'm taking very good care of her. Seowon's father and I are no longer together, but my mother and I are doing our best to give her everything she needs. I'll make sure she comes out to the first day of school. Thank you for checking in. I think the rice is ready. Would you like to join us for food, Detective? So this actually... I'll just bump this up. One more. Okay. Oh, hello. So once they're in line, they get locked in. 2-4. 2-4. 2-5. Where's Grandma? There's Grandma. That locks in here. Making progress. Where do I put this? Yep, that locks in. So something... This kind of means that something else happened. Child support. Ex-English teacher. This has to go to the father. Okay, that connects. Oh, that's a key. Keys are unlocked when I order fragments correctly. Okay, so I have like 80% of a key. English teacher. 2-5 with her family. Caregiver. Durihana Support Center. Caregiver Certificate of Employment. Caregiver Shin Hye-jong. Date of birth February 6, 1976. Client Jeon Gyeong. Hereby certify that the above caregiver has been assigned to the above client since July 1st, 2009. Certificate issued February 4th, 2012. Durihana Support Center. Ooh, Hye-jong's birthday. 0206. Alright, we're slowly kind of... We don't have anything to do with Apollo. Stationery store. Alright, Seowon is a regular of yours. Just gonna go to the stationery store. And from her family drop in today, or Seowon herself on her own? Not today? No, not Seowon and not her brother either. May I ask what the police want with them? Not the first to come looking for her today. Is this about Myung-ho's mother? The thing is, Myung-ho's only been coming with Seowon these days. He used to come with his mother all the time when he was younger, but I haven't seen her in quite a while. Is she doing all right? Wink. Where was that, Where was City Hall? Something's odd there. Spouse Seowon Young, married 2000, died 2009, but it is 2012 in the course of this game. How does that work? I don't feel confident enough popping that off yet. Let's pop this. Seowon's life at kindergarten. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. Oh, baby. I've already explained everything to the other officers on the phone, Detective. Is she still missing? Would someone take her away in broad daylight in the middle of a condo complex? I heard her mother and brother were with her. They didn't see anything. I don't know if this will help, but you asked me to tell you anything, so I guess I will. Seowon is always optimistic and cheerful. Started at Eden last year. I was surprised that she never shied away from any of us teachers. First I just took her for a friendly child. Then I realized her brother came to pick her up instead of her mother, but she never asked where her mother was. No, that's that's a problem at all. Not at all, but how should I put this? It's because I've never seen her cry or get angry or even frown. I always feel like I want to keep a closer eye on her, make sure she's okay. I'm going to need a lot of attention and guidance. She's so cheerful and fried, but in a strangely fragile way. Does that make sense? Oh, this is gonna hurt. Brother? Myung-ho? Eden. That's a new place. Which I think we can drop this right in Eden. Ooh, and that's the first point here. With the kindergarten teacher's testimony. I'm so grateful to her. I had no idea that she was keeping such a close eye on Seowon. There's something Seowon always says to me. Mommy's the saddest person in the world. She never says that when her father is around, of course, but I think I understand what she means now. Seowon genuinely thinks that way. She couldn't handle it otherwise. That's why she refuses to cry. Because then that makes her the saddest person instead of Mom. She couldn't handle it if she were the saddest person in the world, getting pity from everyone. It's probably how she sees it all. She's still so young. Children who are forced to grow up fast end up with better control of their emotions. And that breaks my heart. Okay, this is Jeon. Day Seowon's mother was discharged. I'm gonna try something. Okay, good. Okay, nothing contains the clues we need. That's actually handy. How Seowon's grandmother instructed for the kidnapping. Oh boy. Sounds a heavy burden for a 5th grader, but Myung-ho refused to give in. So I investigated everything I could. Residents, passerby, local businesses, everyone. There's a little indent in the wall behind the flower beds. You can see the playground from there, but not the other way around, at least for the children playing there. That's where you were hiding, wasn't it? To watch over them from afar. Oh? When I went to the playground, I'd hear the other mothers gossip about me and the children. Myung-ho would have heard it too. I understand why people would get the wrong idea. Seowon calls me mommy. So it didn't hurt if Myung-ho hated me. I could only imagine how he felt when his sister called me that. A few weeks ago, Myung-ho told me to stay away from him. He just wandered around for what seemed like forever and found that spot. Myung-ho, I know he must hate the fact that I exist, but I may not be his mother, but still. I promised Wong-young that I would take care of them both. And now look what's happened. I only looked away for a second. only took a second to rest because I'd been standing on my toes the whole time. Oh. Jeon Gyeong. Interesting. Hurt. Alright, we have a key to deploy here. Young-Ho's testimony. Let's use the key here. Although we can't actually crack that until we find a spare lie tag hanging around. There it is. Nobody in your family is responsible for this. I told Auntie not to come to the playground. I told her to stay away. I said I could take Seowon without her. It is my fault. I'm the one who made Auntie go away. It's just, if we're all at the playground together, we look like a family. And Mom would see Seowon call Auntie Mom. I know Mom's not really watching us from heaven. I know she was lying. But I don't want her to be sad. It's not Auntie's fault. I'm the one who told her not to come with us. Ooh, that got an achievement too. Mixed feelings. I don't want her to be sad. It's not even. Okay. We do have that though, right? Unless we have, it's interesting. Seowon's mother. Okay, so we can move this over to Dirty Hana. That connects successfully there. There are a few more that we could, her mother's reach. That concerns me. What Myung-ho carries around. There's more that goes into City Hall then. Time. Getting down to the bottom of things. Like, here, if you notice the guy in the corner there, it's at 46 out of 54. Like, we're getting to the point where we don't have new conversations to discover. We need to start unlocking locks. Calling. They say Seowon's mother was discharged. Pre-entrance day. Asked my daughter later how it went. Sitting a few days ago when that City Hall employee called. Ridiculous. So my daughter took her along. Came downstairs, looked the eyes and said, Seowon goes alone to the place all the time. I don't worry easily. I see your mother has contacted you. Well, this goes to mother then. That's really odd. Let's store outside the condo complex. We've seen this conversation play out. Oh, hello. I can actually unlock this. Did you happen to see this boy when he went to the playgrounds to find Seowon? You know the playground near the stationery store, right? I saw that boy a few days ago. He went from the playground straight to the store. I'm wondering why Seowon was sticking so close to that boy. Why do you ask, Detective? Does that boy have something to do with the case? Might be incorrect. What happened at the stationery store? Okay, Seowon's mother was discharged. I feel like we don't actually know that. We have... this point we can unlock. That point we can unlock. Oh, hang on. Silence. Oh. Is your son still there? Under the impression that both children were at the playground. Young-ho said he was with Seowon the whole time. That he had no idea where she'd gone. So I scolded him. You're not making any sense. I was so desperate that I was too harsh with him. Maybe it was my fault Seowon disappeared. I failed them both. Please don't ask Young-ho for information. He won't tell you anything. That still takes us there. Promise, huh? It's okay if you don't want to talk, Young-ho. I don't mind waiting. But Young-ho, would you promise me that once you're ready, you'll talk to me? Otso. What Young-ho stole? That leaves us with 3 things we can open. Oh, this doesn't hurt, is it? Yeah, I thought so. One thing that will connect is your son still there. That's odd. Silence is a heavy burden. What was that one we just unlocked? That's a heavy burden. Where's that segment? Okay, that won't do anything. Not yet. This feels like Grandma. Debatable, perhaps, but where's that statement that we just unlocked? Okay, I think we're back hunting for answers now. Be right back. Okay, these points connect. 3:33 in the afternoon. My phone's call history. And the phone call connects to Durihana. Who we're notably calling Jeon Gyeong. Kindergarten teacher's testimony was on the 4th. 4/14/25. This was on the 3rd. This ends up below. Trying to see what comes up first. Do I come up with the answers or how stuff connects? Anything new from the stationery store? No, the only thing left there is this lock. Instructed for the kidnapping. If you did the kidnapping... Go to the playgrounds to find Seowon. I don't know what that even be referring to. Okay, we don't have this. What does Myung-ho carry around? Doesn't feel like the end of the conversation there. Alright, that fits in there. Very good here. He won't tell you anything. They say one's mother was discharged. I don't know that. Actually, we do have one more piece that's vibrating aggressively, and that's this. Ah. Tell me now what happened when you last saw Seowon. We always used to buy Seowon candy from the stationery store on the way home. We didn't buy her candy recently because Auntie doesn't come out with us anymore. I told Seowon to stay where she was, and went to the stationery store. I ran right over. The stationery store is just up the steps, right over the fence. It's really quick, I swear. I was only there for a bit, and I ran back, but she wasn't there. I called her name, like, Seowon, but she didn't come. Only Auntie did. I started crying, and Auntie said I shouldn't tell anyone she wasn't with us. She told me not to say anything at all. She's like that monkey we saw at the temple. Ooh. Oh, hello. We have a key we can open now. What's our other locks here? Let's open this. Stationery store, candy, hurt. It's your fault, but it isn't Myung-ho's fault. Ah, almost forgot to congratulate you. Happy birthday, Miss Shin. Today is your birthday, correct? Though this may not be the best time, but I think you should know. Paid a visit to the stationery store Myung-ho goes to for Sewon's candy, and I spotted this. Oh, the music just picked up. Apparently, Myung-ho picked up Sewon's usual candy and a birthday card. Yoona said he took a long time to try and decide which to get. What a right to get a birthday card of all things, but now I understand. Thank you. I always thought Myung-ho hated me. He wasn't trying to take his mother's place, but I assumed that's what he thought. Could it be so stupid? I should have known better, knowing how badly he'd been hurt. Detective, what happens to Sewon's mothers now? Oh. Miss Shin, that's you. Now we can... It's 2-3. Ooh. It's 2-6. Okay, so we have middle ground to... piece together here. You don't have to say anything about it. That's curious. That's definitely a sign that we are making progress. When the music picks up. Huh. Kim Gyeong-seok. I still don't really have a name to put to that yet. Yeong promised Wonyoung. This isn't Wonyoung. In fact, we have grandma's name, Guisha. Guisha. I think Donggyun remarried and then divorced. In dramatic fashion, so to speak. That clicks. This is on the 5th. Is that why she won't call me Mom? Third, she's gone. Wait. Auntie is not... Auntie is not Hyejong. I know Mom's not really watching this. Whoa. this is you. Does this trigger anything new? Oh, hello, hello, hello. Wow, alright. Alright, that's a powerful thing to unlock someone suddenly. Alright, explain to me how you took Seowon. I was a junior high school English teacher all my career, ever since I finished teacher's college and military service. After the divorce, I quit my job at the school and started tutoring and doing cram school gigs. Well, my income isn't perfectly stable. I need the money, I'm sorry. Went to the playground intending to kidnap any child who seemed to be alone. I was there for more than 30 minutes and saw a little girl playing by herself for a long time, so I lied to her. As I brought her with me, I got scared. I didn't even know how I would even ask her parents for a ransom. That's how it was. I was afraid to decide to stop, nothing more. But what, 3 days? If that clicks. How was Seowon's grandmother instructed for the kidnapping? Anything else to lay out for divorce or phone call? Any spare phone calls here? There is, alright. New pieces we get means, new pieces we can piece together. When was the last time you saw Seowon's father? Do you call him often? What's that man got to do with Seowon going missing? We cut off all contact years ago. Never of him walking out after what happened to the girl. I detective, what I mean is, Seowon was always sickly. That man divorced my daughter, leaving her to care for the poor baby alone. Well, he's not the sort of man who'd take her away out from under her mother's nose. Please, it's nothing serious, detective, really. This one goes for Grandma. Ooh. It's 2-5. It's also 2-5, 14-26, 14-10. Do these piece together? They do. Interesting. Oh, not quite at key. Not quite at key yet. Oh, hang on. See? Now you remember, someone turned himself in. You're still suspicious of Seowon's mother. Are you misremembering something? No, that's not it. My memories are hazy and out of order, but those were the exact conversations. Seowon's father clearly said, "You were completely out of mother's reach." That's why I wanted to keep the case unsolved, and there was more testimony. Alright then. Let's start by looking for reasons to suspect Seowon's mother. Your doubts about her will unveil more of your clouded memories. See, I clicked on that option, and this cutscene triggered. It's absolutely true that Seowon's mother is the reason the girl went missing. So this is key. Mom would see Seowon call Auntie Mom. Like, have we got the complete wrong impression? And Myung-ho actually thinks Haejong, actually considers Haejong mother. But that is odd. Let's think. There we go. I just need to find the right tall name playground. There we go. Do you think that Mr. Kim Gyeong-seok is the culprit? Oh, music changed again. I don't know. Do you really suspect him, Detective? Even if he were in financial trouble, I don't think he would stoop that low. Instead, Detective, I'm not trying to defend Gyeong-seok. I'm only telling you what I saw. There's a woman skulking around the playground, always hanging back. I thought she was suspicious because I kept running into her when I went around looking for Seowon. Oh. Wait. She's in her 30s, or early 40s, a little on the tall side, maybe around 10 centimeters taller than me. Like, this is going to split out into... No, this is going to split out, because all this timeline takes place after Seowon's... See, this tag is a lie. This is Seowon's stepmother. Maybe around 10 centimeters taller than me. She was always looking at the playground from afar. Always behind the wall, behind the flower bed. But whoa. 30's only... Wait. Okay, this is... Always behind the wall, behind the flower bed. You wouldn't really see her unless you were really looking. But you would probably keep an eye on the kids at that playground if she really craned her neck. I saw her there, standing on her toes, trying to look over the wall. By the way, Detective, what was the name of the girl Gyeong-seok confessed to taking? What? Oh. This was my conversation with Seowon's mother, right? Probably. I don't understand. She acts as if she knows the man who turned himself in, and asks about her kidnapped daughter as if she's a stranger. It's frightening. Was she having a dissociative episode? Ma'am, do you remember the things that made you stand on your toes? What does that have to do with anything? In my case, I only really stood on my toes for one reason. Affection. To keep my eyes on something or someone that I really cared about. Ma'am, you were on the force for nearly 30 years. This is the only case you left unsolved. Remember how you closed that file on, placed it on the cabinet? Were you standing on your toes? That is unusual. Yep, Kim Gyeong-seok. We have a key now. Yes, I know. Let's use the key in here. There's an easy way to get here. That's from date of birth. Pre-entrance day absentee list. Absentees 4. List of absentees. Name. Date of birth. Seo Ho-jun. Kim Beom. Hwang In-chul. Kim Seowon. Kim Seowon? Who was Kim Seowon? Huh. What? Oh, surname. Okay, there's no strange shenanigans going on here. So the first disappear. still have a lot of questions here. Oh, okay. This follows up here. Which makes it even more interesting how we get from here to... I'm sorry, it's alright. Yeah. This is 2-3. Everyone loves getting... That connects to... Everyone loves getting candy there. That man surrendered to the police. Oh. So your mother has contacted you. Completely out of her mother's reach. Oh, okay, we can unlock this. Yeojong's location when Seowon vanished. Wait, hey, Yeojong's location when Seowon vanished. You weren't at the playground. Search for the answer. Okay, so that gives us something to unlock. Playground or silence? Does this count as silence? It does count as silence. Let's hear what we say here. We know you weren't at the playground. I understand you didn't want to cause Myung-ho any more guilt, but you should have known better. How did you know? I told him he didn't need to say anything. He knows he doesn't have to tell you. It wasn't his fault Seowon is missing. It wasn't your fault, Myung-ho. I should have been watching you, even if you didn't want me close by. That's what I told him. I made sure he knew that I was the one who lost Seowon, not him. Eh? Whoa. this connects here. Oh, okay. That actually explains... That actually explains the flow of this conversation. Yeah, that explains the flow of this conversation really well, actually. It's in there somewhere. I bet if we swap this around? No. This takes place 2 days later. Shopkeeper is lying. Oh, we can unlock this. Well, let's do that. Crying time and name. We do have the name to spend here. Why don't you report this to the authorities? Oh? She was with us for exactly 108 days. That's the time Seowon lived and breathed with us. If only. I could have held her at least once, kissed those little cheeks. Or at least if only if I'd been able to hear her cry. Maybe I would have been able to accept it. Seowon's mother still had milk for a baby who was gone. Crib was still so warm. It never seemed to get colder. How could I possibly file that report? Whoa! Looking back, it was her name. Her name was the problem. It's my fault for coming up with that name. I can't tell you how much I regret it. For giving her strength. The name marched her forward all alone like the rhino's horn, straight past us, like a gust of wind. She slipped through our fingers, attached to nothing in the world at all. Okay, this is getting more... This is getting... Wait. Why can't I... Ha. Ha. Kim, Seowon Kim. Okay, alright. Is she in here? Kim Seowon 4-3. We gotta do a bit of math here. Okay, if I did my math right, 30 days from April 3rd. Or 108 days, yep. Okay, this is taking a turn I was not expecting. From seeing the two Seowons, did you turn yourself in? Mr. Kim Gyeong-seok, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't just about taking the fall for Miss Song Min-young, isn't it? Is it? I heard she reported Seowon missing. When Min-young's brother told me, I was worried for Min-young. At the same time, I was a little glad. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. We should have gotten help back when she began to think Seowon was alive but missing. No, as soon as Seowon passed away. Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on Seowon's birthday. Oh, they pulled a really clever swerve on the lineup here, didn't they? Two Seowons. Dong Gyeong is Seowon Choi's father, and the mother we're seeing is Seowon Kim's mother, and Seowon Kim is dead. Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on Seowon's birthday. Seowon's birthday, okay. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min-young is still chained to that day, circling round and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. It was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why. That's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find Seowon. Because now she at least had something to live for. Something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too, deep down. Maybe that's why she reported Seowon missing. Maybe she thought Seowon was better missing and alive than dead. The missing person's report would anchor her to this world. Just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline, just like me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, Detective. I want to make a request. Would you please mark this missing person's case as unsolved? Please. Please, let Seowon live. Live forever somewhere far, far away. So I can move all these to Kim Gyeong-seok. Yep, Song Min-young. The divorce. Turn yourself in. And this original post here can go over to you as well. Wow. I feel like we've solved the core. Alright, that connects here. Got a key here, but we don't really have any locks to unlock. Seowon's mother was discharged on 0403. Alright, kidnapping, phone call, playground. I think we have a playground to spare up here somewhere. Thought we did. We are so very close. What happened here? I mean, Seowon was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Son Min Young's late daughter. I asked Min Young what happened. He said she'd heard someone call Seowon's name and finally found her, after going from one playground to the next. It was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He was telling her to wait. Wait right here, Seowon. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. Min Young must have gone and brought her back, like a mother picking up a child who's gone out to play. The girl was so sweet, too, calling my daughter Auntie. I'm sorry, Detective, I really am. Should have called right away, but then I couldn't bear to do it, not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. I found myself dialing a number, calling Seowon's father. I told him that Min Young seemed to have brought up a stranger's child, and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. I would cause a diversion, I said. So he could get that girl away from Minya. Oh, that explains the mom's odd behavior. I know she may not be well, but I didn't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, Detective, but until Seowon's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong, Bobby could act as if nothing at all had happened and sweep it all under the rug, knowing full well that Seowon's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Min Young is to me. Yep, that fits in here. We still have all keys we need to unlock these pieces here. What's the odd thing here? The shopkeeper hasn't lied. Is the other trick here that Myung-ho calls Yejeong Auntie? Seowon calls Auntie... Yeah, that has to be it. Seowon calls Auntie Mom. One thing we can do here, we can put that to Minyoung. That fits in, that she wouldn't recognize Seowon's brother because it's not the real Seowon. I feel like I'm missing a block that was from... Where does this fit in? Yep. That still fits. You're lying to me. Alright, let's plug this in. Oh boy. Alright. You're not being contrite. You're lying to me. Who was around when Seowon was taken? What was she wearing? In which direction did you take her? You couldn't answer any of these questions. Mr. Kim Kim-suk. Confession that you're the kidnapper could take away Miss Song Min-young's chance to repent and seek forgiveness for herself. We can't wait for her to recover before setting things right. We know she'll be racked by guilt. Could you live with that on your shoulders? Your ex-mother-in-law is in the next room. She's told us everything. Consider how she might feel having just reported her own daughter to protect you. Been financially supporting your ex-wife's therapy all these years under the pretext of child support. This won't be much different. Just take a step back and support her from afar. There's a long battle ahead of her, being treated in custody. A detective. Where did it all go wrong? Did I mess up from the beginning? Seowon's name. I should have given her that name. Ah, okay. Again, name playground school. Get us that. School? What did Miss Song Min-young set out to find Seowon? Must have been when she got the notice saying Seowon was due to start elementary school. It pushed her completely over the edge. Got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of Min-young's mail before she does, Detective. We have no idea what might set her off. This notice about Seowon starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they'd never reported her death. There it was in the document, Seowon's name printed clear. I could only imagine how it would make Min-young feel. No, I'm sorry, Detective. I'm the victim here. I don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time, I balked. I was frozen, and Min-young saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy. She smiled so brightly. I hadn't seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. The pre-entrance day was at the end of December, and Min-young insisted we had to go out and get Seowon's uniform fitted. I was fussing about getting all her shots and picking up school supplies, and wondering why Seowon was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. He went around all the local playgrounds looking for Seowon. Whew. I do, but I don't want to answer yet. I want to solve these last two pieces. before I do that. Oh. Take after her. Oh. Mixed feelings. Yeah. Seowon Choi calls Jeong mom, but Myung-ho still remembers birth mom. Shoot, do I still have the tags to access that? Oh, it's different. One of these. Oh. I need to actually unlock the rest of this here. The umbrella, you mean? That's right. Well, he's going to school or some outing. He's always got an umbrella in hand. It's been that way since my wife passed. It was something she always told the kids when she was in the hospital. She promised that she'd go ahead to heaven and watch over them from above. Myung-ho didn't say anything. All he did was sit in the distance and sigh, as I recall. I think he wanted to tell her that there was no such thing as heaven, that if he wanted to watch over her, she should do it from Earth. It wasn't too long before she passed. I only noticed after some time that Myung-ho always took an umbrella with him when he left the house. I remember the exact promise his mother made. I mean it, Myung-ho. How about this then, since I won't be able to pick you up from school on rainy days? I'll ask God to stop the rain if you ever forget your umbrella. Oh. I feel like this is going to trigger the ending, so I'm going to keep saying no. Probably not lined up yet. Alright, we're in. Got one small piece here. I just need to actually unlock this here. Lie, silence. Oh, here we go. Silence. I told you there's no need for lying now. What if your lie's the bad kind? The kind that's only gonna hurt Auntie and Seowon. Why he's not saying anything? A lie! If I tell you, I say what really happened, then Auntie sounds like the bad guy, but she's a good person. It's my fault, not Auntie's. It's all my fault. Aha, not yet, not yet. Gyeong-ho stole. I swear there was a piece here that... Something about a book... What? Forgot. Yeah, I thought that was in a piece of testimony that I kept looking for a piece of testimony that I could assign to the stationery store, but no, that's the block I remember. Okay. Let's read this. Received testimony that directly contradicts your claim. Ah, you're back, which means you're still searching, I take it. Trying to think of anyone suspicious I might have seen in the area, but nothing. Truth is, well, yes, Gyeong-ho was here. I'm sorry for lying to you, I didn't think it was important. You see, I didn't want you to think badly of Gyeong-ho. He's a good boy at heart. I'm very sorry, I truly am. I should have told you up front. What time did he come to the store again? A little after 3:30, I believe. Nothing was out of the ordinary. Looked like he was in a rush, and when I asked, he only said he had to go back quick. Went straight to the usual candy shelf and picked out a bag, so I assumed it was for Seowon. It's her favorite brand. You know the pink candy that's so big your cheek puffs up like a squirrel? I told you before, Gyeong-ho was very mature for his years. That day I saw him squatting in front of the greeting card shelf for a long time with candy still in hand. Eventually he came to the counter and paid for the candy, but he wouldn't look me in the eye. Thought it was strange, so I went over to check the shelf. And, well, one of the cards was gone. I'm disappointed in the boy, of course. Made up my mind to give him a stern talking to. At the same time, well, I felt sorry for him. I can only imagine what went through his mind when he was squatting there in front of that shelf. Reveal this here. Please don't lie to me, Gyeong-ho. Didn't you say that Auntie was telling the truth? Auntie told me lying's not about what's good, but about what's necessary. She said lying wasn't always a bad thing. It's the bad lies that are really bad. Mom said she'd watch over me from heaven. She said she'd watch over us even after she died. But that was a lie, right? There's no such thing as heaven. But Seowon doesn't know that. She's so stupid. Mom was lying. Does that mean that Mom was a bad person? Oh, that's sad. Okay. So we can do this to trigger the ending. I'm not sure what to make of that. We got 54 out of 54. Unless this goes with you. I think that counts for everything. Let's answer the question. Yes, I think we do. Great work, ma'am. Now you remember everything. Do you understand why Seowon's case was never solved after all this time? Thank you for telling me that she came home safely. That I didn't doom a little girl to her death. Thank you. Truly. Remember how surprised I was when I first saw this case? Everyone involved was lying for one reason or another. Whether it was to protect a loved one, or keep a promise to someone important. What about you, Your Honor? Are you keeping a secret for someone just like them? Actually, yes. For your sake. Madam? Secret I've been keeping for your sake. It's been 12 years now. 12 years since the case. And since I've retired from the missing persons team. 12 long years. What? What? I was busy for the first 5 years. A lawyer friend asked me to take on a paralegal job. It was hard work, getting used to a new position at that age. I suppose that would only be an excuse. The truth is, I thought I'd resolved things well enough. A decent end for everyone involved. Wait, what do you mean? I put the case out of my mind for so long, but you were still chained helplessly to that lie I told. Each painful day of your life stretched out into years. I'm so sorry I'm late, Miss Song Min-young. I don't understand. Are you trying to deceive me? Your ex-husband couldn't make it today. But I'm Jeon Gyeong. Because he's at the rally outside the Human Rights Commission. I'm the one who retired from the force. I'm the one who was racked with guilt. You lived out your sentence years ago. The one who tried to die. Miss Song Min-young. Ooh. Miss Song Min-young. Each time we revisited these memories, you became someone else. At times you became Seowon, searching for a mother. Today you became a detective, despairing at her failure to find the little girl. I'm Song Min-young. We've been having this conversation again and again for months now. Just like you said, those conversations you remembered were real. The only difference is that I was the one who heard those exchanges, not you. The memories we unearthed today are a mix of your personal experiences and your memories of everything I told you. You pieced together those fragments, determining who said what and where. You haven't quite found out who was doing the listening. It's time to put the final puzzle piece in its place. Complete the mirror that will show who you really are. Min-young, let's get you out of this place. Let me get you to a doctor, somewhere you can get proper treatment. I can help you. Miss Song Min-young, but if you're really me, if you're really Jeon Gyeong, why? I go so far, you're not even on the force anymore. That's the same question I once asked Seowon. I give you the same answer she said she gave me. Seowon's case is still marked as open, and no case should remain unsolved. The only way to fully close this case is to get her help. Oh, that's... They did a really good job of kind of lining up what wound up being the two fathers' testimonies here. They did a really good job of lining up those two testimonies. And gosh, once we started unpacking that, things started falling into place. Every man for himself. Lived an age where the law of the jungle is seen as a given fueling rage and hate across society. I like to express my heartfelt support for those who resist, those who withstand the mockery and condescension, digging in their heels for what is right. Play this game with faith that we would show kindness to others for no benefit of our own, we bring about change in a world of stagnation and alter the course of people's lives. I hope this game brings encouragement for the jellyfish of the world, still drifting in a sea of loneliness. Aww. Oh. Gosh, that's sweet. Out of curiosity, if we resume, what does this take us? Does this take us to the... No, it starts over again. No, actually, this does just skip us to the, precisely where we ended off. So, wow. Yeah, it's really cleverly written mystery. But also a really heartfelt one. It's in the end, who was really... It's a story with no villain. It's a story where, like we said in the ending, where there's people lying for one reason or another. But these reasons turned out to be rather heartfelt ones, to be frank. Where there were people involved trying to help each other in some way. We did ultimately have Jeon, despite being on contract, had also promised caregiver support. Issued 2012. There was somewhere in here about her promising Young-ho. Sorry. Won Young. I promised Won Young that I would take care of them both. Gosh, yeah. Now, if we don't change to the unknown profile and become Jeon Gyeong, the cold case, we get this ending. The cold case team doesn't usually take on cases like Seowon's. Please get more than 20,000 missing children reports every year. The cold case team just doesn't have the capacity. One quite disappeared to the sea of violent unsolved cases. No one would have spared the case a second thought. I couldn't tear my eyes away, not when I saw that name. What? Her name was Kim Seowon. Oh, that's Seo for rhinoceros and Won for origin. Just like me, we're the same age too. Wait, you can't mean. Ma'am, look at my badge. It's me, Joy Seowon. Missing girl you found. Now this could just be... Oh. It's me, Joy Seowon. Please don't cry, ma'am. Are you really her? Are you really Seowon? I'm so sorry. I failed you. I failed you completely. Don't say that, ma'am. I'll always be grateful to you. I don't deserve your gratitude. I never found you. That's only technically true. You remember what Kim Seowon's grandmother said, right? Here, I even have a copy of her testimony. Senior Inspector Jeon Gyeong's visit was the very reason I was sent back home. But I was only following protocol. Just doing my job. I'm an adult now, and I know what work is like. No one followed that protocol back in the day, and they still don't. But you were different. You carried out your duties to the letter. Even though you could have slacked off and been perfectly covered by paperwork from City Hall. That's the reason I made it back home. After all these years, I've tracked down all the people involved in this case, one by one. I spoke with Kim Se-won's family, my brother, my father, my brother, my dear mother, Hye-jong. Everyone asked me to pass on their thanks to you. This isn't my first time visiting, you know. Yes, I turned a blind eye to the suffering of so many people in my career. You might thank me, but I still... Alright, then let's do this. I'll set aside time for you later. Some time for a look back and blame yourself and feel guilty over everything. But right now we're racing against the clock. It took longer than I expected to pierce your memories back together. This isn't our first conversation, is it? And you know that my mind is constantly being bleached. What could possibly be more important? That's exactly the reason I need your help before these memories disappear again. Remember Song Min-young, the woman who took me away and reported her daughter missing? She was sentenced to 1 year for treatment in institutional custody, wasn't she? Yes, the sentence ended ages ago, but she's still in custody. But how? Once you're institutionalized, you can't be discharged without a special approval. And Song Min-young hasn't been granted a single psychiatrist's evaluation. I think she needs our help. Tell me, miss, does this mean you've forgiven Song Min-young? This isn't about forgiveness, ma'am. It's abundantly clear, even from a purely bureaucratic perspective, that we need to do something. Seowon's case is still marked as open, and no case should remain unsolved. That gave us an achievement. both outcomes technically possible. Like, I suppose this outcome where we are actually Jeon Gyeong could very well be possible if, It's the odd part. Yeah, the change in it being Song Min-young really makes sense, because she was more stressed out over Seowon Kim. Makes sense that she would still mourn the case as being open. Curious. Okay, I think we're at the point in time where we have final thoughts. Yeah, I think ultimately the true ending is the ending we saw, where it was our case investigator, Jeon Gyeong, finally getting through and helping Song Min-young stay that, remember what happened and remember the truth and come to terms with the truth so she can get healthy and get treatment after all is said and done. And even that normal ending where it was Seowon Choi and Jeon, that could have just been another iteration of the repeated conversations they've had trying to work their way back to the truth to help Song. Because at the end, when they realized the truth of the case, we turned the conversation back to Song, trying to direct her back to Song and Seowon Kim. The truth that Seowon Kim is long dead, and as such the case is not unsolved. God, that's really good how that came together. That's really good how that came together, and just the whole message. No one acting outwardly maliciously. The ex-English teacher husband lying that he was a kidnapper. His mother-in-law lying to protect her daughter. Her daughter lying because she was unwell. Did the father lie? The father of all people kind of turned out to be the least involved in the plot. It's up because in that sense, he is obviously little brother. Lying a bit. But in the innocent sense, he really did go to the stationery store. But he did tell a lie of his own there. He went by himself. And he did a little silly theft there. good-natured theft, but, but good vibes. Gosh, obviously, caretaker lied that she was directly watching them over them in the park because little brother doesn't really want her to take the place of her mother, his mother. God, that touch hurts. That touch hurt too. That touch hurt too. Oh. Ah. Maybe there is a message there that sometimes a little lie can't really. Lying for bad reasons, lying for good reasons, lying for innocent reasons. God, that's, yeah, it's a great mystery, and really heartfelt messages behind it. Gameplay was really fun, I'm not gonna lie. And the mystery was really well structured too, I think. I really enjoyed this. I recorded this all in one shot. We'll be split into 2 videos, you'll find out if this is part 2. Until next time then,